Okay, so today Eli is coming over, and he is the founder and creator of the Starman comic book series. He also has some spacesuits that he's making. So he's gonna come through, and I'm just gonna chat with him about how he started and how it's going and some fun memories. So let's go. Hey.
Hey, man.
What's up, dude?
You want to go grab some coffee?
Yeah, Layla, get inside. Yeah, let's go grab some coffee.
Let's do it.
Nice ride. So you have FSD beta?
Yeah, so this car is, I've been running FSD beta since, sometime in December.
That's sick. Remember? It's been a while.
What impresses me the most about FSD right now is when it makes unprotected left turns, like across streets, like not even through necessary red lights or intersections. And when it makes right turns in situations that require doing it at quite a bit of speed, because it's like, okay, you're pulling out into a busy street, so when the window opens, it's gotta go. When it does do that fast and confidently, I'm always like, damn, that was awesome.
So, man, hey, thanks so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me. I'm really here for Layla. I thought I was coming here for you, met Layla, and now this is why I'm here.
Yeah, I know, and I think she feels the same way about you.
Yep.
What's this thing you do with the Starman comic book series? Why did you get started, and how did you get started, and where do you see it going?
So the how it got started is probably like the funnest part. Probably the thing I actually appreciate about it the most, because I feel like the things that you see that usually become these big things, like started somewhere that was like so accidental, so random, or so like inspired, and that's what this was. So I watched the Falcon Heavy launch live, which I'm pretty sure you did too.
Yeah.
A lot of people watching this probably did also, because they're in that Elon Musk community, but that was by far the most amazing thing, hands down, I've seen in my entire life. Like, that was the most exciting day of my entire life, and I love my daughter. Someday she's gonna have to forgive me for this, but seeing the Falcon Heavy launch was even more exciting than when she was born.
Damn.
Yes, and I love my kid. Like, I'm wearing this bracelet she made for me, by the way. It says Daddy XOXO.
What's the XO mean?
XOXO?
Is that like the XX?
You really don't know the XOXO? Yeah, so I'd just seen the launch, and like I said, it was like seriously the most amazing thing I'd seen ever. And in like the days following it, it's like, it was just like burned in my brain. I closed my eyes and I just see Starman flying through space. And like, it's like all, like it was overshadowing everything else that I was thinking about. And it was about 5-6 days after the launch, and I was going to a local bar with my best friend at the time, having old fashions, and I'm just like talking about this, and I was like, man, like Starman's like all the makings of a real life superhero. He's just missing his own comic universe. And he set his drink down and he looked me dead in the face and said, then you need to go make it. I was like, holy fucking shit. Yes, I do. And just hired this artist like a few weeks before to do this shirt design for the Tesla Takeover road trip.
Okay.
So it was the first one we were doing, and I wanted to make a really awesome shirt that all the attendees would get. We would only make it for this event, just as a cool memento piece from it. So I'd already worked, and he's a comic book artist, as it would turn out. So
Wow.
we'd already done this shirt design for this, so it was perfect. So when he said that, I called my friend. I was like, hey, do you think your friend that we use would be up for doing this? And within 24 hours, I had hired him, and the project was underway. Like within a week, that cover art that you've seen that you've got in your room there, Starman going over Earth was like drawn. So within 2 weeks of the launch, we'd already made the cover.
That's dope.
Yeah, there's kind of 3 primary goals to it. One is that if we're gonna really get to Mars, we need a lot more than just a handful of people that can become astronauts who believe in the mission. Astronauts is a tiny fraction of the technical capability and the personnel we need to make that mission happen. There's a million other technological things that have to be developed, improved, and solved, so we can take this gigantic ecosystem that's required to sustain life on Earth and transport that to another planet, which, by the way, for the first 100 or 200 years that we are there, isn't even gonna have a breathable atmosphere. So a big angle of the Starman thing is through this entertaining universe and through a type of content that people will engage in for pleasure and joy, it's also getting them plugged into like space is awesome.
Yeah. So on that note of highlighting all the different aspects of getting to space, do you go out of your way to highlight those roles in the comic book series? Like, are there opportunities and moments in the story, in the dialogue, that, you know, will lend itself to shining a spotlight on these different job titles and roles?
Yes, and that's intentionally the plan, that we're going to highlight these everyday people as that they are the ultimate. Like, Starman is this overarching superhero that has some powers and some abilities,
Right.
but really it's the everyday people who are going to do the extraordinary things that are the true heroes. Yeah,
Right.
100%.
I've actually never read any of your comics. I keep them sealed.
Yeah, so like, I kid you not, over half of the customers have never opened the thing, which I was like, okay, this is like an interesting, good problem to have. I love that it's people see it as a collectible, and with the amount of quality we put into the art and the paper, like, and that we do limited prints, like that's fantastic that we've come out the gate as a collectible. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I've got to get people to see the story. Like, you know, we finally come up with a solution. And what's going to come out in about a month or so, starting with episode 3, we're going to do for every episode going forward. And it's this cool style of like narrated animation. How about I just show you the clip?
Yeah.
All right, you could edit it in.
I'll add it in.
All right,
Yeah.
check this out.
Do not go gentle into that good night.
The gravity is stronger than I expected. How dense is this thing, Sal?
Gravity is at 6 meters per second. I'm picking up a signal beacon near your location.
Sal, are you getting this?
Hold still. I'm scanning the archives. It's a solar panel made by the Russians. It's from a failed Cold War robotics program. Starman, get out of there.
Why? Oh, What was that?
Look alive, Starman. You have incoming.
Wait.
What else are you working on? You got some suits that you're doing.
Story on that, we made the kid suits and had more adults respond saying they wanted a suit for themselves. Screw their kid.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it was originally for kids?
So I made it. So we made both products. There's a kid suit.
But
which
what
is
did
a
you launch
jumpsuit.
first?
The kids.
Okay, so it was originally targeted towards kids.
The first suit was kids. There was a plan to, obviously I knew at some point we'd make adult suits, but there wasn't like an immediate plan to do it. We made the kid suits in time for Halloween 2020. And the shocking part to me was the number of people who said, forget my kid, I want one. Like, we had more adults say they wanted one for themselves than we actually had people on the first post like buy the kid suit.
Wow.
It was like, holy crap, who would have guessed that that was the demo that really wanted this? So like immediately we started working on the details, and I hired the designers and pattern makers and all this stuff.
Wow. And it's all where do you make these?
They're all produced in the US. Yeah.
In California?
In California too. Yeah, these are actually sewn in professional sewing shops down in SoCal.
That's awesome. How much are they selling for?
Adult suits go for $199.
Kids.
Kids suits go for $79.
Yeah, tell me a cool story. Your most fond memory, or like most crazy story with you and Elon Musk.
Yeah, the first time I got to meet Elon was at the Boring Tunnel unveil. So that was really stunning. I got invited to the Boring Tunnel unveil, and nobody else I knew personally got invited.
Yeah.
Anwar Beck, I'd kind of known him a bit at the time. He got invited. I don't even understand how I got on that invite list. When I first walked up to him at that event, it was after he gave the presentation on the Boring Tunnel, and he's walking up the stairs, the little exit, the small little tight little area to walk out, and I just said, "Hey, Elon, have you seen the Adventures of Starman? I created it." And he's like, "Oh wow, that was you?" So he had already seen it, and then he got rushed out by security because it was a tight area. So then he was hanging out later underneath the base of the tower that they built, that Boring Tower that was made out of the bricks and all that. He'd been there for like 20 minutes. I didn't even realize. Somebody was like, "Hey, Elon's just right there. You can just go talk to him." I was like, "Oh, no way." So I go over there, and Anwar Beck does me a huge solid and says,
What? Eli created that Starman comic. Starman. What? Can you sign it? Oh, sure. Why not? Yay! Woohoo! On my wall. Eli. All right. Elon signing. Thank you, man.
All right, thank you.
We need to go on a road trip to Anwar back in Austin and do some shit with him out there. That'd be fun. He's cool. I've met him like a couple of times.
Great guy.
And he's super dope. Shout out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please gently tap that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.